You're watching Shaw Arts and Entertainment. I'm Curtis Anderson. I'm back at my home away from home. I'm back here at McNally Robinson Booksellers. I'm alongside Natalie Bishop up here in the children's department. Natalie, how are you doing today?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. So excited because it's that time. It's time for 100 years of Anne. Of course, I'm talking about the legendary Anne of Green Gables. This may surprise you, and I'm sure the viewers are going to be absolutely shocked by this, but I don't know a whole lot about Anne of Green Gables. Didn't really grow up with Anne. I know people are going to call me on that, but it's true. Explain the Anne of Green Gables phenomenon.
I think it's just sort of the excitement about Anne. She's just this amazing character that has so much joy for life and just joy for everything. And she, I don't know, it's very exciting. She gets into debacles all over the place and somehow seems to land out on top. She's a lovable character.
Well, just give me that kind of quick synopsis of what's her deal? What's Anne's deal?
Oh, she was orphaned and was supposed to be adopted as a boy to the Cuthbert residence, and in the end, which is a brother and sister, in the end it turns out that Anne is actually a girl, but they have this trial run where she gets into tons of trouble, but in the end she wins them over and they end up keeping her, and then the rest of it is sort of her stories on the lovely Prince Edward Island.
I think the appeal somehow is transcending too, because I know so many people who grew up with it and still love Anne as an adult. That was a good word, by the way, transcending. What are your thoughts on that? Do you know just as many adults who love Anne as well as kids? And it seems that kids, new kids keep getting introduced to the books and they love it just as much as, we did, because I grew up with G.I. Joes and stuff, but, when we were kids.
I think it's just her absolute love of life, and she has such hope about everything that she does. She came from, it's sort of like the underdog. She came from such sad circumstances, and somehow she just always had this hope. And joy and hope, they're sort of timeless, so.
Now, no one throws a party like McNally Robinson, so what do you guys have planned here to celebrate Anne of Green Gables' 100th, I guess not really her 100th birthday, kinda.
Release of the book.
Release of the book.
Publishing, yeah. We have a pretty fun plan. Everybody's dressing up in costumes, the children's department is, and we're pretty excited. We will be awarding the prize for the writing contest that we've had here, and we will have it be a little bit of an old-fashioned tea party with tea and delicious things to eat from the restaurant, and we'll just be celebrating Anne of Green Gables.
I'm guessing it's probably too late to get in on the writing contest, but explain what that was.
I don't actually know very much about it.
All right, let's move on. Obviously still popular. This is what we're left with. This is all you have left here at McNally Robinson for Anne of Green Gables merchandise. Is that surprising?
Not really, actually. I think people are just really excited about this across the country. Yep, it's really, I don't have anything else to add to that.
You expect a lot of big turnout. What advice do you have for the people coming that day?
Maybe come a little bit early. There's always stuff to look at here, so if you want to come a little bit early, but it starts at 3, so I would just come. If you want to come dressed up in olden days Anne fashion, that would be great, and just ready to have a good time.
What is your best memory? Because I know you're a huge fan. We were talking before the camera started rolling. Best Anne of Green Gables memory?
Heavens.
Because they've got, it was movies and everything, right?
It was. The movies are fabulous. I think it's the point where she is in a skiff relating, skiff, what's the name for a little boat? A skiff.
Skiff.
A skiff, thank you.
That word just transcended.
Yeah, I did. Can you cut that out?
I'll make sure I cut that out.
Okay, good. Oh, please. She was in a skiff and she was reciting the Lady of Shalott in this romantic sort of, and her friends send her off down the Lake of Shining Waters, I think it was, and she, it leaks, so she's trapped. She grabs onto the bridge, and Gilbert Blythe, her sort of longtime competitor and love interest that she doesn't realize yet, comes swimming by or rowing by and says, "Anne Shirley, what in heck are you doing here?" And she's all soaking wet, scared for her life, clinging onto this bridge. And she said, with her nose in the air, "Fishing for lake trout." And he says, "Get in the boat," and so he saves her, but she doesn't give him any credit for it.
Nice. Has Anne grown up? Like, did they continue the story?
They did. She gets married to Gilbert, and they have lots of kids. I think they have 12 or 14 kids.
When did it stop? Is there like, Anne of Green Gables, the twilight years?
No, it stops. It goes on through all of her children, and then it picks up with one of her children's stories, Rilla of Ingleside. So it goes on with her, and I think that's the last book.
Okay, you better nail this question.
Oh.
Recommended reading for Anne of Green Gables?
Anne's House of Dream.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one of all time. Yep, it's good. It's Gilbert and Anne's first house and all these wonderful and amazing people that they meet in their new community, and it's a good choice.
And there you go. Since we don't have a graphic zoom into that, 100 Years of Anne of Green Gables celebrate Wednesday, March 5th from 3 to 4 right here at McNally Robinson. There it is. Everything you need to know about Anne of Green Gables, including hyping the party. It's going to be off the hook here at McNally Robinson. Come celebrate 100 years of Anne of Green Gables. I'm Curtis Anderson. Thank you so much for joining us today.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.